What's up, everyone? We're back with another episode of the Jellison podcast, and today we have Punahele Soriano coming back on the show. What's up, Puna? How you doing?
Good, brother. Good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for doing this. So how
Of
you feeling? You're fighting here in less than 2 weeks now.
Yes, sir. I'm feeling good. I'm super grateful and excited to actually, fingers crossed to make it to this one. We're real close. And I just can't wait to get in there and scrap.
When do you fly out to Abu Dhabi?
I think the 8th.
The 8th. So you're
Yeah.
pretty soon.
Yeah.
So how much do you know about your opponent? Like, have you been watching film on him, or have your coaches been doing that, or anything like that?
Yeah. My coaches have been watching a lot of film. I don't tend to watch too much film on anybody. I'll maybe do watch one or two fights, kind of gauge what I need to gauge, and then after that, I kind of get too nervous. Like I see all the good things he does, and I'm just like, oh man, so I don't watch too much film. I like to watch film after. Actually, it's weird.
How much does your approach kind of change from fight to fight? So like this, considering your last fight and then to this fight, what kind of changes do you make depending on the fighter?
Yeah, it really just depends on the fighter and what they bring to the table. As far as little tweaks, but as overall game, I don't change much. I look to improve everywhere, every day. But the biggest thing for this camp, I guess, I was just making sure I make it to the fight. So I was just training a little smarter, just because I've had so much, shortcomings and injuries this last year.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously this card is going to be the first 21, and it's also going to be on ABC. I believe they confirmed that, but I'm not totally sure. So how do you feel about that? Does it give you a little extra motivation knowing that there's going to be more eyes on you?
Yeah, it's cool. I'm glad. I love eyes on me. I love all the pressure. I feel like when the pressure's on, that's when I'm at my best. So the more the merrier. If there is fans there, that's even better. So whatever this fight brings, I'm ready for it, and I want to get in there.
Have they told you that there's a possibility that there could be fans there?
I've heard rumors, but I don't even know who I heard that from. I just hear people talking here and there, so I don't know, no clue.
Yeah, I saw Dana was talking about that obviously for the McGregor fight. Chance to be there in that new arena that they built, but I never heard anything after that. So
yeah,
hopefully they get some fans in there. That'd be dope. One thing I want to talk to you about was recently we've been seeing all those lists of prospects to watch in 2021, and I've seen pop up quite a few times. So how do you feel about that?
My name popped up a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. It was cool to see, but at the same time, there's nothing I could do. I was sidelined all of 2020, and it was good to hear, but at the same, it just sucked. It stung at the same time as it felt good. But it kind of hurt maybe a little more because I got to see a lot of other prospects kind of make their rise too, and I just could do nothing but stay on the side. So I just tried to focus on getting better, I guess.
And then for people that don't know, you've kind of mentioned it a couple times already. What was the reason for your long layoff? Obviously, your last fight was at UFC 245 back in December of 19, I believe.
Yeah. Yep, that's correct. Right after that fight, I was booked to fight Spicely. And then I got a concussion in practice. I was just grappling. I was in a scramble, took a knee to the ear. And then I was rebooked to fight Anthony Hernandez. And I wasn't even ready to fight that. I'm just not good at saying no. If my manager comes to me with something, I'm the worst at saying no. I'm gonna say yes to every fight. And I really didn't want to fight Fluffy because he's my buddy. But regardless of that, my concussion still we had it under control. And then when COVID hit, I wasn't able to utilize the PI and whatnot. So I could feel the symptoms coming back. And then once my concussion was clear, I was healthy. The gyms just so happened to open up again. I like tore the labrum in my hip like the very first day. Not sure how, but that happened. And yeah, kind of sucked.
I mean, I'm kind of thankful that you didn't get in there against Fluffy with your concussion. I know.
Yeah, that would have sucked.
Yeah, that's not a
He
good
would have he could have sneezed on me and I would have fell over.
I mean, that's not a good idea, but I think that just speaks to like the mindset that you fighters have. Like you guys do anything. I know you guys hate to pull out of fights, and I know
Sure.
a lot of fans are like, "Oh, he pulled out." Like I know, Yair's just difficult in general, but like Yair pulled out of fights a lot, and like fans I see on social media, they're like, "This dude never fights. He pulls out all the time." It's like, well, you don't know like what's
Yeah, exactly.
this is like.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different things. It's freak accidents. I mean, you saw
Yeah.
Tony Ferguson tripping over a damn cord, tearing his
Yeah,
knee
definitely.
up. It's like I don't know, but I mean, I'm glad we're finally gonna be able to see you again. But
Yeah,
uh,
sure. Me too.
are you a little nervous considering it's been a while?
Oh yeah, I'm nervous just talking about it now. Like I get these like chills coming up and down my spine. Like I'm not trying to be fidgety and moving, but like the chills come and I gotta like roll them out and get them out of the way so I can speak to you good.
Does it kind of feel like you're making your debut again? Is it that same kind of feeling or no?
Um, no, not really. Like it's a combination of nerves and excitement and probably a bunch of other stuff I can't really put a name on, but like
Mm-hmm.
I just feel everything just coming together and I'm just like ready to get in there, you know? Just been so long. I'm not gonna do anything different. Like I'm not gonna go out and try like I don't know, make up for lost time. I'm just gonna get in there and do me and do what's been making me so successful.
Come out with a Masvidal flying knee.
Maybe, who knows?
Uh,
Maybe not.
how are you able to improve on your game during this time off and after you're able to get healthy?
Yeah, the one thing everyone kept telling me, a bunch of coaches, a bunch of retired athletes would tell me just watch film, submerge yourself in as much film as you can, since you can't do much. And I guess that's kind of the main thing I've been doing. I'm kind of like a sponge. Like I can see stuff and like somehow, some way, my body can like pick it up pretty quickly. So I think I've hopefully picked up some good things watching a lot of film.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously you were unable to fight in 2020. How active do you want to be in 2021?
As active as I can be. Yeah, I always had plans to be active. I really wanted to be the dependable guy in 2020 throughout the pandemic. Like guys like Dan Ige is one of my best friends and teammates. Like I got to see him like scrap all throughout 2020, make big moves, beat big guys, and like uh, it hurt that I couldn't be one of those guys, but it was good to see my buddy do that, and like it's motivating, you know. Like I can, if he can do it, like I can do it too, you know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you look at a guy like Kevin Holland. He kind of bursted on the scene.
Exactly.
Obviously still had a little bit of a name to him, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he was the one who replaced you in the flight.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
mean,
actually felt really bad about that. I felt like I set up Fluffy, you know. It's like I felt terrible about that.
but yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know. It's just one of those things where you get a role and you just
Mm-hmm.
take as many fights as you can, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know how that like on the logistical side or the business side, how
mm-hmm.
easy or difficult that is.
Yeah, I mean, just from staying healthy, that's hard, you know. Like from camp to camp to camp to camp, like that's hard to stay healthy. You're getting beat up throughout the camp, and then like performing the way he did throughout all those fights. That's like really impressive.
Mm-hmm. And well, I just thought of this, but Max Holloway said that in his last fight against Volkanovski, and then this fight against Calvin Kattar, he's been doing all this stuff through like Zoom and things of that,
Mm-hmm.
not really sparring. Have you ever
Yeah.
like considered taking not sparring at all, but like
Mm-hmm.
taking a step back and sparring less often?
Uh, Not necessarily sparring for me. I'm still like relatively new to the game.
Mhm.
Max has been like fighting forever since I might have been in high school still, even though he's a year older than me, but he's been in the game for a long time. And I just started right after college, maybe a year or two after college. So I'm maybe about like 4 years deep. So I think for me, I still have to spar. I still have to develop my skills and all that. So I don't think I'm in the position to not spar yet. But this camp we did cut back on some sessions just throughout the week to kind of allow my hip and everything to maintain itself.
Mhm. And then without looking past your opponent, I know he's a tough fighter, but are there any fights that you would want here in the near future? Maybe if he like
Uh,
rebooking some fights that you missed.
yeah, I don't know. I don't want to rebook Fluffy. Like I've said it 100 times. Like he's my
Yeah.
buddy. I don't want to fight him. Uh, but I'm the worst at like saying who I'm gonna fight. I don't really like to call people out, but I'll fight anyone. I guess that's kind of contradicting because I just said I don't want to fight Fluffy, but like I literally have the worst time at saying no. If my manager comes up to me with a name, I'm gonna say yeah.
Mhm. It's because you're so damn nice.
I
Like
guess.
I've noticed. Like I don't know. There's a lot of fighters that have been like super nice to me personally, but
Mm-hmm.
you and my boy Jordan Williams, shout out to him. I mean, you guys have been the two nicest to me. Like
Yeah, man.
my two
I
favorite. But
appreciate it. Appreciate it.
uh, so what does this training camp kind of look like? I know you mentioned it a little bit, but like how long was it, and what types of things were you doing?
Yeah, it was we got the word maybe like 12, 13 weeks out. And we didn't really officially start camp till maybe about 8. So we're just weeks prior. I guess we are just trying to like make sure I'm at my healthiest. When I took the fight, I wasn't even like I was still kind of limping, like yeah, I wasn't at my best, but I kind of just had this weird feeling that like by the time January 16th comes around, I'll be at my best. So I've been lucky enough so far that that's turned out.
And then how both this camp and maybe like previous camps, how do you kind of approach it in terms of peaking? I know a lot of like when you get inside the octagon and
Mm-hmm.
on the telecast and stuff, they talk about when you should peak. So
Right,
talk a
right.
little bit about that because that's something I'm kind of curious about. I don't fully understand it, but
Yeah, I don't fully understand it either. I'm still trying to learn. I just trust in the people I have around me, my coaches, in the gym, and my strength coach Matt Crawley. I think you had him on.
yeah,
Um, I don't know. I just trust everyone I have around me, and I don't put too much thought into what I do. I'm lucky enough to where all I have to do is go into the gym or go into where I'm required to be and give it my all, and that's just what I do every day.
yeah. And then
And
obviously,
lucky enough, I peaked like in every fight perfectly. Sorry to cut you off there.
no, you're good. And then you talked about Danny Gay. Do you have any word on him when he wants to get back in the octagon?
Um, I don't know. I don't know when he's looking to get back in. Um, I hope this isn't like breaking news. I'm sure it's not because it's all over their Instagram. But like he's expecting a baby soon.
Mhm.
I'm not sure when that's coming, but I'm sure he would like to um either way get another paycheck before that comes or enjoy the time leading up to it and enjoy the birth.
Yeah,
So either way, I'm sure he's very comfortable with whichever option.
yeah, 100%. And then another teammate of yours, Brad Tavares, he's fighting the
Yeah,
23rd, I believe, on the McGregor
yeah,
card.
yeah.
So talk about that relationship over the years and how he's helped you as both a fighter and as a professional.
Yeah. I always get really excited whenever me and Brad have fights pretty close together. I feel like we just work together and just like climb super quickly. But it's also super scary because he's like really good too, and like I gotta be on my A game or else like he'll definitely catch you slipping if you're slipping.
Mhm.
But throughout the years, it's been wonderful to have him. He's from day one, he's kind of just giving me like little tips and tricks, like throughout the fight game. And I think for Brad, I pick up more like how to be a good person off of him rather than fighting. Like Don't get me wrong, he's a super good fighter and super like knowledgeable guy, but I just see how he acts outside of like fighting and stuff, and I think he's like everybody loves Brad, and if
Yeah.
you don't like Brad, like something's wrong with you. And I like to be that guy, like that everyone likes. So I kind of try to be like that.
I feel like that's a consistent theme with like you, Brad, and Dan. Like I don't see how people can like hate on you guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do you kind of approach that though? Because like obviously we've seen with guys like McGregor and
Mm-hmm.
to a lesser extent like Ben Askren and Masvidal and guys of that nature that kind of trash talk and use that to propel them to maybe fights that they shouldn't
Right.
have gotten or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you understand what I'm saying. So how do you kind of
Yeah.
have you kind of thought about that little balance of trash talking at all or
It's I wouldn't say it crossed my mind, but like I see it, and like if I were to do it, I would look so phony. Like it would obviously be like it would probably be worse than Kobe. Like
oh
I
geez.
would look terrible. I
I
would
don't
sound
think
terrible.
I don't think he's worse than Colby. Colby's
So
probably
I don't know. I just stay in my lane and stick to what I do best.
yeah, fair enough. Before I let you go, I just want to get a few fight picks.
Mm-hmm.
Main event of your card, Max Holloway against Calvin Kattar. Damn good fight. Who do you got winning that one?
I got to go for Max all the way. 100%. I think Hader's a great fighter. He's a stud, Um, and I think he brings a lot to the table that can like give Max some problems. But like ride or die, I got to go with Max. Like I don't know.
100%. I agree. I think he'll win. Probably be unanimous decision. But next one, probably going to be the biggest fight of 2021. McGregor-Poirier 2.
That's a crazy one.
You got in that one?
Man, like outside of just the skills, I feel like there's a lot to consider. Like McGregor has a lot of stuff going on, like maybe trouble, maybe business, maybe boxing. Who knows where his mind's at? But at the same time, I don't want to take away from Dustin. Like Dustin is a beast too, Like I don't want to say if Dustin wins, it's because of all the shortcomings on Connor's side. But I'm leaning towards Dustin. I think he's just a tough dude, a dog, not just, but like that's the things I really like about him. And he's just gonna go in there. I don't know what he's gonna do, but I'm gonna lean towards Dustin, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on the fence still. I haven't really made my.
Yeah,
it's such a close fight.
so close, dude.
I think McGregor is more motivated and more focused than like the Khabib fight. But not hearing him trash talk, I'm assuming like during fight week he'll try to ramp it up and get in Dustin's head, just because he has that KO win over him previously. But I mean, the closer it gets, the more I like Poirier in the fight.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love both of the fighters, so. I mean, I would kind of have to lean with McGregor just because of their previous matchup and all that psychological warfare that he can do with Poirier. But I mean, it's damn cool.
Yeah, who knows, man? Like honestly, like who really knows?
I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight regardless. And then last one was Israel Adesanya, 185 champ, moving up to 205 to fight Jan. Who you got in that one?
That's a tough one too. I think it's a less tough than the McGregor Dustin. I'm pretty sided with Israel. But like Jan's no slouch, like he's a champ for a reason. Who did he beat? I'm not trying to like be cool and pretend like I don't know his name. I'm just drawing a blank. Yeah. Dominic Reyes, like he's tall and rangy too, and like look what Jan was able to do to him. And I'm not saying him and Israel's the same guy, but he could pose a lot of problems to him. But I think I'm gonna lean towards Israel. I think his mind and I just think his heart is like really strong, aside from all of his other talents.
I'd have to agree. I'm leaning with Israel as well. Even though I'm not the biggest Izzy guy, but I feel like he's gonna have the same kind of approach to how he approached the Paulo Costa fight. Just hard from the outside and
For sure.
He's one of the best strikers we've ever seen. So
Definitely.
I'd have to agree with you on all three of them, actually.
Yeah.
All right, man. Told you I didn't want to hold you too long.
No worries.
Thank you so much for doing this. I'm super excited to see you get back on the octagon. Good luck. Go win that 50 Gs.
Yes, sir.
Stay safe.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
For sure.
Yeah. Have a good one, brother.